Today I'm going to read a section of my novel. I'm not going to read it like an editor, but I'm actually going to look at it from a reader's perspective. And the reason I'm doing it is because as I'm editing this book, I am very critical. I take a long time to go through each scene because I don't like certain wordings, or this is a plot hole, it doesn't really make sense. Obviously, this is part of the editing process, but I want to experience how my future readership will take in this novel. I guess let's see together. I'm quite nervous about it because I have not ever read out my book to my friends. This is not polished work. Yes, it is a second draft, but it reads like a first draft, so no judgment. I'm putting myself out there here. I am being vulnerable. You guys will be the first people who are reading my second draft. I hope you get yourself a drink and then you can enjoy this little moment that we're sharing together. This is chapter... Oh, why am I so nervous and so... let's be serious. Chapter 33. Oh, why am I like this? Kaia woke up to go... Lord help me. Kaia woke up to cold sweat in the early morning. She didn't know how many hours had passed since sleep finally overcame her, but it was clear that she hadn't slept much as her body still ached and her brain was muddled with exhaustion. When lying down and closing her eyes didn't make her fall back asleep, she decided to get up. First, she checked the bandages around her leg. Blood had seeped into the fabric, bleeding through her trousers. Only then did Kaia realize that she had gone to bed without changing. She was in dire need of a shower because she could smell the musty scent from her clothes. Hopefully, Arian would have recovered and could perform the healing ritual on her. There were many things Kaia had set out to do today, and for those she would need to walk properly without screaming in pain. After a hot shower that didn't seem to dispel the cold from her body, she went downstairs to the kitchen. It was empty, but the coffee filter had been put out on the counter. Kaia checked the living room, but there was no sign of Theo. Had he left the house? Kaia didn't understand why he didn't want Arian to heal his wounds. Even if it wasn't as bad as Ekon, Theo was still severely injured. Why was he not resting? She poured herself a cup of coffee and added a splash of milk when something in her periphery caught her attention. She turned to the garden, but didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Oh my god, Kaia! Alessia's voice came as a shock. Even more so, Kaia was surprised by the horror on the pretty woman's face. That was until she noticed what Alessia was so horrified by. Kaia had broken the glass in her hand. Shards were wedged in her skin, blood dripping onto the wooden floor. Alessia carefully pried the broken glass from Kaia's hand. It's too early for injuries, she said, keeping a light tone. Sit down, I'll go and wake up Arian. Kaia grabbed Alessia's wrist with her uninjured hand. It's fine, I'll get this cleaned up. Alessia stared at Kaia for a long moment. Are you a fucking masochist? She asked in horror. Stop resisting and let people help you. It was such a surprise to hear Alessia curse that Kaia started laughing. But the facial movement was so similar to crying that it didn't take long before the tears started falling. Kaia's hand was oozing blood, but the pain in her chest was the only thing she could feel. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was very worried that I'm going to read this and just cringe out and then just scrap this whole video. The writing isn't terrible. I kind of like that it didn't start off with her just grieving already. Or you focus on other almost unimportant things, like, you know, she's like, I need to get ready, I actually need to change my bandages. And I think that was really my plan anyways with this scene, that it's almost like I let the character stay in denial. The moments where she's reflecting on a bit on what happened, I think that I would probably change and probably delete, to be honest, because I think it will be more impactful if she really does just focus on the task at hand. Actually, in hindsight, I think I added that scene because that's when she basically breaks the glass. As a reader, you don't see it happening. It's like she's going through it all, she's so distracted, she breaks the glass, and it's only through a new character, Alicia, where you realize what she's done. So maybe I actually do need to keep it. Then Kaia cries, which I feel like is not that emotional. Like, I get where I was trying to go, but as a reader, I don't think it was emotional enough. I don't think that reading this, I would have been like, oh, poor Kaia. So maybe, yeah, how do I make it more impactful? Because imagine this. Kaia is just thinking about all the things she needs to do, but like she's tensing up. Why would she be tensing up? She should be tensing up because she is obviously very angry. And you know, there's this one thing that I always do. I don't know if anyone has noticed this, but I pick the skin on my thumb. It's very bad. And I do it very subconsciously. I do it for various reasons. I'm either anxious, nervous, bored. My character does pick her thumb as well. And I know there's this whole thing about self-insert characters and whatever, but get away from me. I'm thinking maybe she does that, and instead of it being breaking a glass, because that's a bit obvious, it's a bit almost far-fetched, like who actually is able to break a glass? Maybe she's just there picking on the skin subconsciously and it's like bleeding, because that does happen to me. So yeah, maybe I'll do that instead. Actually, that's a better idea for sure. I'm happy that I did this little experiment and was quite raw with you guys. It just goes to show that, you know what, you worry about the things you create and you kind of create them behind closed doors and you don't let people really look at them because you're scared of judgment or because you don't think it's good enough. But you know what this little experiment has revealed to me? It's never that bad. And also, the people who deserve to see your work are not going to be the type of people who will judge you for forgetting a comma or using the wrong word. It's not like this is the final product. I'm so close to this project. I know exactly what's going to happen. I know exactly where I intend my characters to go. But someone who doesn't know what's in your head, they can give you a fresh perspective. I think in the moment you think it is, but then once you take a bit of a break and you look at it with fresh eyes, you realize you are talented, you are good enough. You shouldn't shy away from showing people your work because they could give you constructive feedback that will actually elevate your writing even more. The other thing I learned is it's not that serious. It was scary, but also it wasn't that bad. Is it my best work? No, but is it good enough that I can work on it? Yeah, I think so. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you're as invested in this novel I'm trying to write as I am. I wish you all the luck with any creative endeavors you're taking on, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you back. Please come back. I love this, okay? I feel very connected to you guys, so please come back. Am I being desperate? Have a great day. Love you very much. Mwah.